Hey guys, welcome to Find the Adventure. My name is Heather. So glad you're here. Today we're making a hobo stove. And when we're done, we're going to have a shiny new one. But this is my old stove. And as you can see, it's been used. It's also been sitting outside, so it's rusty. Keep that into consideration. If you don't want a rusty stove, keep it inside. So when you're done, rinse it out and put it inside. But it's still very usable and very handy. Okay, so this is what we're going to need. We need a can. This is a can of tomatoes. Eat what's inside, clean it out, and then we'll take the label off. We also need a can opener. Now this is pretty important. For this can opener, we need something that is going to be really strong. If you get a cheap one, just keep in mind it may not even make it through the whole build of the hobo stove because it can bend and break. So if you end up with and you try a cheap one and it doesn't work, don't give up. Just find a little bit stronger one. I got this one on Amazon. So this. So also later we're going to need something to hold the stove up off the ground. And I've got a mason jar ring and then something to protect the ground with. So to catch the sparks and the live coals and just the ash that comes out. And then I've got these that came off of my grill, but you can also use tent pegs. And this is nice to keep your pot off of the top of your hobo stove, depending on what the size is. So if the size of what you're cooking with is smaller than the hobo stove, this is kind of nice. Also, you can get a grill from, not a grill, a rack from the Dollar Tree, you know, that you cool off baking goods with or whatever after you cook, and you can put that over the top and that'll work well too. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, let's get this label off real quick. We're wanting to preserve the integrity of the outer ring so that it will hold things up really well. So what we did here, if you can see, we've done a big cut in and a small, big, small, big, small. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do opposing cuts. Alright? There's a big one. Notice I put it through really far on the inside so that would curl up. See how that curled up on the inside? That way it won't poke you. And then straight across, we do another one. There we go. See, it's rolled up. Alright, and now we're going to do the same thing just midway through across here too. There we go. It's kind of tough. You have to be forceful right at first. There we go. Alright, so we've got 4. We want 8. We want this to be able to breathe. Alright, so that's why we've got these here, to let air in, so if we have a pot on top, it'll still continue to burn and it won't snuff out the fire. So we've got 4 big ones, and now we're going to put smaller ones in between each one. And again, we're going to do opposing, just so that we don't crush the can. So here's a smaller one. See how it's smaller? The triangle is smaller there. I'm going to do one in the middle here. Here. And here. Alright, there we go. Now, we want to put some on the bottom. We're doing a bunch of small ones on the bottom all the way around, and let's just start. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put one on each side of the seam here because I didn't want to put it right on the seam. I didn't think that would be a real wise choice. So, alright, and then, let's see. Once you get the hang of it, it's not so hard. You just have to get in there and push. Alright, so I got it around relatively equally. It doesn't have to be exact. The stove's not going to know the difference. It's still going to draw air through there, and that's what we want. We want air to be drawn through. Now, one thing I did, and that's a big reason why we need this, is I put holes in the bottom of this. So I'm going to put 4 holes in the bottom of this can just to continue the oxygen intake for this fire, because I want this to burn really well so I can make coffee on it. So let's go ahead. 1, let's do it straight across. 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now we are done. Okay, so that's all it takes. It is finished, and it was fast, so fast to make one of these. All you need, just to reiterate, is a tin can, soup can, vegetables, whatever, and a bottle opener, and some sticks. We're going to go out back and try this out. We're going to get some sticks, and I usually use some kind of fire starter, so this time I'm going to use some dryer lint, and I'll put that in first, put the sticks on top, we'll light it and see what it can do. Alright, let's start this fire. So I've got my dryer lint. I'm going to put some on the bottom of the can to start the fire with. I'm just going to be very generous with it. And I've got this to protect the ground with. The mason jar ring. And put this on top. And I've got some sticks that are very dry here. So I'm going to stick some sticks in there. I'm going to stick quite a few sticks in. Try to get it as level as possible. I know that goes without saying, but obviously you don't want the whole fire to fall over. So I'm going to put this kind of under it. Alright. I should be putting some smaller sticks on the bottom, so I'm going to put a few really little ones kind of in between so that it burns well. But I can continue to add as I go, so let's go ahead and start this. See the dryer lint in there? Well, it was working a minute ago. At least the lighter's working. I don't know if the lint is working. Maybe my clothes don't have the right kind of lint. It's starting to go. Alright. You know, the stove might work, but the person lighting it may not be an expert, so right. It's starting. Very hot. Oh yeah. Alright, there's a fire starting and you're going to have to take my word for it because it's little. But that's how fires start. They start with a spark, right? So something's happening. I'm going to show you. Alright, finally, look at that. It's a miracle. Oh yeah. The wait was worth it. Yes, yes it was. So it should be blazing up very, very soon. Well, it goes to show I do not know everything because my lint idea did not work well this time. And so every camper needs to be prepared. And as a self-declared camper, I have pieces of wadded up paper here to give a shot. So I carry them with me with my sticks also. So we're going to put a piece of wadded up paper in there, light it, so you can see how the stove works before it gets completely dark out here. Paper, lots of pieces of scratch paper. Should have put this in first, but I was trying the lint. So we're going to do this with one hand. It started and then it stopped. So, oh well. If at first you don't succeed, try trying again. It's pretty breezy out here. And so, sorry, I'm paying more attention to the can. I wasn't even getting the can in half the shot. Oh well. Alright, so I'm going to give this a burn. And we'll try this. Because that's how life goes. First thing you try doesn't work, then you try something else. You don't just give up. We have had so many yummy things using one of these. My old one we've made s'mores with. I boiled boiled water for coffee and all sorts of fun things. So I am not going to give up on this little stove because I know for a fact that this cute little thing works and it's so fast, so easy and fun to make, and it's a lot of fun to use too. So here we go. The paper is burning. And we'll get the wood burning eventually. It is drawing in a good amount of air. I can see that, which is very positive. And I'm very excited about this Hobo Stove because this way I don't have to make a huge fire. I don't have to get lots of logs together. I don't have to mess with the idea that they might be wet logs, because can you imagine me starting a fire with wet logs after trying to start this fire? Yeah, I don't think so. I think my husband could do it because he was an Eagle Scout, but me, I need more practice. So this is something that is easy, it's fun, and it's totally doable for somebody that can't even start lint on fire. So there you have it. No, maybe I can't start my lint on fire. I don't know what kind of clothes I'm wearing, but they don't start on fire very easily, which is actually a good thing. So this paper obviously worked well. I recommend paper. And there's tons of fire starters out there. Pick what you want. You can just use twigs. I don't know. You may be an excellent fire starter, but either way, this is a great little stove to use. And it's so lightweight, so it'd be really nice for backpacking. You could stick your cup in there, you could stick your sticks in there for the fire itself and take it with you. It's totally cost effective. So anyway, I'm excited. I am so happy to show this to you, and part of the reason why I'm showing this to you now is because we're going to be starting a series very soon called Fuel or Fail. And with this series, we are going to test out other fuel options that aren't necessarily wood-based. So if you're out in the woods and you have wet wood all around you and you don't know what to start a fire with, we'll have some other options for you, but we need to see which ones will work. And so this will make a great, like a great stove holder, pot holder, whatever. And also it will make a great windshield for the different non-wood stove options or fuel options. So here it is. It's going great. This is an awesome little stove. Let's check it out. There it goes. Perfect. So as we go, we can add more to it. Obviously, if we're wanting to put something on top, we need shorter sticks. And there are different ways to pack it that might make it last, like the fuel last longer. So we're going to investigate that in another video. But there's the Hobo Stove in all its glory. And this one we're going to keep in the house so it doesn't get all rusty so fast. Even if it gets rusty, no big deal, because this stove is easy to make, totally cheap, and is a lot of fun, so I wouldn't mind making more than one of those. All right, there you have it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Full of fun mistakes and things that actually worked out. So this was definitely not a fail, even though the lint was. And we're going to work on lighting fires over here, because we're going to be making lots of s'mores on this cute little Hobo Stove. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I hope you learned something. I hope you make this stove. Comment down below if you go ahead and make this stove and let me know what you cooked on it. And we're going to be using this in other videos. So we'll be making coffee, and I have some other ideas on just different stove ideas that we might try out and compare with this. So stay tuned and have an awesome day.